Now, in a developing story that we've been following for weeks, today attorneys for Deion Sanders and his estranged wife Pilar returned to court. They're going to talk to a judge about a possible protective order. Now, this, of course, comes after a police investigation ended with assault charges against both the Sanders. Today, Deion is also speaking exclusively to Robin Roberts and Good Morning America.
I mean, this has been going on for quite some time. Unfortunately, the court sees that two people that are separated and going to divorce could be in the same house. I don't understand how that works because it's a very volatile situation.
And that's a preview of that exclusive interview coming up at 7 o'clock. So, Ron, I know that you're joined now by family friend Dee Boswell and attorney Toby Shook to talk more about this.
That's right. They are here this morning, and for years, Deion and Pilar Sanders seemed like the definition of a happy family. He's a beloved Hall of Famer athlete. She's a beautiful model and actress, but after more than 10 years of marriage, cracks started to show. This morning, we're hearing from that family friend new insight on what might have gone wrong. In fact, Dee Boswell was there last Monday when this altercation took place, and in fact, you are that other friend that Deion claims in conjunction with Pilar jumped him. That is the claim, and you've been cited since for, is it a Class C?
Class C assault.
A Class C assault. Clearly, two different stories here in terms of what happened. Let's start with that Monday, and from your point of view, what exactly happened?
Well, I was upstairs cleaning some things out of their daughter's room, Shell and I, to help move into Pilar's room. I heard some muffled yells, and then I suddenly heard Pilar scream, like, not scream like, hey, how are you, scream like, somebody help me. I immediately, split second, decided to record it and went downstairs, and as I rounded the corner, I had my phone in my left hand, and I was able to capture Deion striking Pilar in the head with a statue. Pilar was crouched down on the floor like this, and in his left hand he was rearing back and just plowed her right on top of her head with the statue. It smashed her thumb.
And that would explain, her attorney is saying, that she suffered a broken thumb.
Absolutely.
And a split lip. And yet, what happened next involved not Deion getting arrested, but Pilar getting arrested.
Right, after he attacked me.
So he attacked you as well?
Yes.
And what was the nature of that attack?
He was able to realize that I was recording. It was very obvious that I had my phone out in front of me. He threw Pilar to the floor and came after me.
Where's this videotape now, this cell phone video?
Prosper Police Department has confiscated the memory card.
And I would suggest, I would guess, Mr. Shook, that that's going to be part of your defense and at least defending her on this citation, correct?
Yes, they took the memory card. They did not take the actual phone. In fact, they turned that back over her, but it's broken, it's shattered. She watched him take a weight and shattered the phone. There's
been some suggestion here that the Prosper Police didn't treat this case fairly, that there was favoritism for Deion Sanders. Do you believe that's true?
Well, I think there's evidence of that. We don't know that for sure, but this evidence wasn't collected. They were probably making their minds up quickly.
Having said that, are you concerned that this memory card with this video that could be very telling is compromised at all? Don't know.
I mean, they have it in custody, and I'm sure they'll send it to a forensics lab to see if they can recover the images.
You don't know, Dee, specifically and particularly what happened in the moments leading up to hearing her scream.
No, I don't.
But you did see, you're contending, and this will come out in court, you did see him. So when Prosper Police showed up and arrested her, what were you thinking?
Wow. Seriously? You have a woman who has blood all over her face and hand. Her lip is obviously split. She's got a horrendous injury on her thumb. And they treated me and her like we were the criminals. Get out, don't come back in the house. Stay out here until we come and talk to you. They separated us. She was in an ambulance, and next thing you know, she's going to jail.
We want to play now for you, if we can, part of the interview that is coming up on Good Morning America. ABC has shared that with us. Let's take a listen, and then we'll talk about it.
When these police reports come out from the Prosper Police, you're really going to see a pattern of ignorance, and it's crazy. Everyone in this community, as well as the city, knows about what's been going on. You're just hearing about it outwardly and abroad because of the severity of it. I pray to God that they don't allow her back in the home. It's not a safe environment for me or as well as the kids. But I can assure you one thing, she was never touched. And thank God I have 2 witnesses that happens to be my children that saw the whole incident. When you have an allegation that I've hit you, that I've touched you, that I've assaulted you, that's just straight up ignorant. I'm opening schools, Robin. I'm doing so many things for the community. I have endorsements. I can't be alleged guy that has lost his mind. That's not who I am or what I am. And my son came and said, Daddy, Mommy called an ambulance. She's getting to the ambulance. Nothing's wrong with her. I said, oh my God, that's the last thing I want to see, is the first thing the public hear that I've abused my wife. So sporadically and quickly, we said, you know what, we got to really tell our side of the story first and get it out there, and that's where that came from.
All right, so there's Deion Sanders, part of his interview. I saw you roll your eyes and shake your head there. He's claiming that, at least as his public persona goes, he's not the kind of guy who would act out in the way that you're claiming and that Pilar is claiming, and you say what to that?
I say just wait until the truth comes out. I mean, the evidence is going to speak for itself. I have my phone. Once he realized what I was doing, he went from a look of rage to a look of, oh crap, I'm in trouble.
And here is Toby Shook just gave us this photo. This is photo evidence, they say, of Pilar's injury to her thumb in the moments after this alleged attack took place, according to Dee Boswell. Let's talk about any number of things here. Let's begin with the nature of their marriage and their relationship. We have that family photo there. By all accounts, the reality show, the photos, and the public persona that Deion Sanders at least perpetuates, it was a happy, photo perfect family. Was that an illusion?
No, not at all. I mean, I've known Deion for 13 years. I've known Pilar all of my life. And up until things started to change, everything was as it should
And when did
been.
things start to change, and what changed in particular?
For me, I would have to say I started noticing some things probably around the end of September, maybe early October.
And those things were? Tension
in the house. Pilar being a little more depressed, a little more revered, a little more laid back.
Do you have any insight into what was going on, what went wrong?
I really don't. You know, they have their own separate lives. I have my own life.
No allegations or confessions of abuse by Pilar to you that she shared with you within the marriage?
Yes, there was one other incident when I first moved to Dallas back in 2006. This was around 2007, 2008, where she called me in the middle of the night frantically. It was about 2 a.m. to come out to the house and help her leave, that he had choked her.
I'm getting questions on Facebook this morning about what's newsworthy about this. We're giving Deion Sanders what he wants, which is publicity. My feeling is that the issues that are amplified here in this marriage and this relationship, especially as it relates to the kids and how they seemingly are brought into this, he's saying that they are the witnesses that are refuting what you say. It's really an amplification of issues that families deal with when it comes to divorce, custody, a breakdown in a marriage or a relationship that people at home can relate to. So let's talk about, briefly before we go to break here, the issue here of these children. How are they affected by this? Pilar's attorney is saying that these kids may have to repeat their next grade because they've been taken out of school, that they've been impacted emotionally by this. How are they being used in the midst of this?
Absolutely. It's to the point where Shador, the middle child, won't even speak to Pilar. We don't know what kind of information he's been told, but he hides from her. Deion keeps him from her. I've been there. I was at the house right before the fight, and you know, it was Shador, I want to talk to you. Shador, I'm worried about you. I haven't seen you for 4 days. Please come and let Mommy just look at you so I know that you're okay. She's pleading.
It is disgusting on both sides that this is playing out the way it is.
It is. It's
regardless of who's responsible for this altercation, the fact that he would take a photo of the kids filling out a police report against their mother.
Who's going to tweet right after a fight?
That's indefensible on any level.
Right.
And he will answer that question as well coming up on Good Morning America. Dee Boswell, again, the woman who was there in the home on Monday, also cited in this, also dealing with that with her attorney as those charges come to light. And so we'll continue to follow this. Dee, thank you. Toby Shook, thank you. Much appreciated. We'll be back right after this.